Welcome to Fireflow. My name's Max. This vinyasa style yoga class is meant to set the foundation for all the body work that we do here at Studio Fire. Today I'll be leading you through a series of postures that really build upon one another, helping to create stability, strength, and balance within the body. Let's get started in a child's pose. Go ahead and bring those big toes to touch back behind you. Take the knees out as wide as it feels all right on your low back. Let your chest and head come down. Stick those hands out in front of you, trying to reach the fingertips towards the front of the mat. You can feel like your forehead has touched the mat. Maybe you offer yourself a little massage here by letting the head gently rock from side to side. Taking really big breaths in through the nose. Long breaths out through the mouth. As the lungs begin to expand a little bit, you might feel the hips feel a little bit easier here in child's pose. Maybe the chest finds its way a little bit closer towards the mat. Nice. Let's take one more round of breath here. Full inhale, full exhale. On this next breath in, slowly lift yourself up into a tabletop position. Bring the hands shoulder width apart, shoulders stack over the hips. Shoulders over the wrists, hips on tops of the knees. Let's untuck the toes here. We'll begin moving on our breath. For this first inhale, let the belly drop down towards the mat. Stick that tailbone out towards the back wall. Exhale, press the hands down, tuck the chin towards the chest, get round through the shoulders. Inhale, let the belly drop. Maybe the heart gently pulls forward. Exhale, press everything down. Hands into the mat, shins down. Pull that belly button up towards the spine, get round. Let's continue with these cats and cows for 2 more rounds of breath, letting your breath guide your pace, guide your rhythm. Nice. After this second exhale, let's come back to that nice neutral tabletop right where we started. Let's stick our right foot towards the back of our mat, tuck the toes, lift that knee up in space, extend the left foot back to meet it. We found our way into a plank position. Press the hands down. Let the shoulders pull a little bit down the sides of the body. Lift the back of the head away from the mat, trying to reach forward through the crown of our heads. Firm up those legs. Let the hips drop a little lower, but pull the belly button up towards the spine. Take a big breath in right here. Exhale, let those hips pull you up and back, coming into downward dog. Pedal out the feet a little bit here, bending through the knees, swiveling through those hips. Maybe you let the heels fall from side to side. Still pressing through the hands, staying long through the arms, staying long through the ribs. Nice. When you're ready, we'll find a little bit of stillness here in downward dog. Hands are at least shoulder width apart. Let's bend the knees here just a little bit. Press through the fingertips, press through the thumbs, trying to turn the triceps down towards the mat. Yes, keeping that pressure on the mat. Stick that tailbone out back behind you, staying long through the upper body. Take a big breath in right here. Exhale, let those heels get a little bit heavier. Maybe the legs begin to straighten. If the heels can find the back of the mat, that's great. If not, let's focus on bending the knees a little bit, trying to stay long through the arms, through those ribs. Take a big full breath in. Complete breath out. Inhale, roll forward into a plank position. Exhale, let your hips pull up and back, coming into downward dog. One more time, just that way. Inhale, roll it forward into that plank. Exhale, the hips pull you up and back. For this next breath in, let's come forward into that plank, but let's drop down to our knees so we're in knee down plank. Hips are dropping a little bit lower towards the mat so we feel that core activate. Hug the elbows in towards the sides of the chest. Take a big breath in. Exhale, lower slow all the way down onto the belly. Untuck the toes, press the tops of the feet down. Inhale, lift the head and heart up for an easy cobra. Exhale, come back down. One more time. Inhale, lift the heart up. Hover those hands away from the mat at the top, pulling the shoulders onto the back. Exhale, come back down. Tuck those toes into the mat. Legs stay down. Let's press our chest up into our knee down plank. Lift those knees up for plank. Exhale, hips go high for downward dog. Take a big breath in. Nice full breath out. Nice. Inhale, bend the knees, bring the gaze forward in between those hands. Exhale, walk, step, or hop the feet up to the front of the mat. Press into those feet. Inhale, stand tall, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, hinge at the hips, fold all the way back down over the toes. Inhale to your long spine. Exhale, fold, hands plant, walk, step, or hop those feet back into plank. Once we're in plank, let's take a big breath in here. Exhale, option to lower all the way down, moving through upward dog or cobra, whichever you're more comfortable with here. On the exhale, we'll make our way up and back into downward dog, rolling up over those toes or pressing up through a version of plank. Take a big breath in, full breath out. One more time through sun sal A. Inhale, bend those knees, bring the gaze forward. Exhale, walk, step, or hop. Press down, inhale, stand tall, arms sweep up and overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center, hinge at the hips, fold all the way back down. Inhale to that long spine. Exhale, fold, hands find the mat, walk, step, hop it back. Take your flow if you want it. We'll meet up in downward dog. Nice. From downward dog, let's take a big breath in. Nice, slow breath out. One more like that. Full inhale. Long exhale. Inhale, take that right leg high. Exhale, careful step all the way up in between the hands. Left heel spins down at 45 degrees. Inhale, lift the chest up, finding warrior one. Nice. Plant through that left heel back there. Try to draw that energy up that back leg to help the left hip turn a little bit forward at the top so our hips square with the front of the mat. Stand into that front foot. We're strong in the lower body. Heart lifts up and out of the waist. Take a big breath in. Exhale, hands float down to frame that front foot. Step the right foot back to meet the left. Take that flow. On that next breath in, let's take the left leg high. Exhale, careful step up in between those hands. Right heel spins down 45 degrees. Inhale, rise for warrior one. This time, let's focus on turning that right hip a little bit forward at the top. Left hip's pulling back in space. Big breath in to reach up and out of the waist. Exhale, hands float down to frame the front foot. This time, let's take a big step to the front and fold. Inhale to that long spine. Exhale, fold. Press down, inhale, stand tall, sweep the arms up and overhead. Exhale, let's bring the hands to the hips, keep the chest lifted. Fingertips come right into this hip crease here. Sit those hips back till you feel the torso. Pinch those fingers in between the legs and the torso. Arms reach up and overhead. We've come into chair. Nice. Sneak a peek down at the toes. Make sure you can see them wiggling up underneath the knees. Legs are strong here. Let those knees stack right on tops of the ankles. Arms are reaching up and overhead. If it's tough to breathe, feel free to take those arms out a little wider in space. Take a big breath in, reach. Exhale, fold forward, straightening the legs, planting the hands. Inhale to that long spine. Exhale, fold, hands plant, walk, step, or hop those feet back. Take your flow. From downward dog, let's take a big breath in. Nice big breath out. One more right here. Full inhale. Complete exhale. Inhale, take the right leg high. Exhale, big step up in between those hands. Left heel's going to stay lifted. Find your balance. Inhale, rise for crescent lunge. Hips are squaring with the front of the mat. Maybe that back leg works a little bit straighter here, reaching out through that left heel. Bend it into that front knee. Big breath in, reach up through the hands. Exhale, let's spin that left heel down, open it up for warrior two. Left foot's parallel to the back of the mat now. Right knee's doing its best to stack right on top of that right ankle. Yes. Ribs are pulling back towards the spine. Shoulders are relaxed onto the back. Gaze is settled over one of those front fingers. Take a big breath in. Easy breath out. One more right here. Fill it up. Let it go. Keep the lower body the same. Take the right arm by the right ear. On your breath out, lean the shoulders back for reverse warrior. Left hand can find the back leg. Maybe it wraps around the back, reaching for the back of the right hip. Bending into that right knee, letting the hips drop low, but allowing the heart to lift up and out of the waist. Big breath in, reach. On that exhale, let's bring the right forearm to the right thigh. Left bicep comes by the left ear for extended side angle. Keep pressing into this back foot. Try to let yourself get a little bit longer through this left side of the body. Nice. Big breath in. Stay here, breath out. On the inhale, straighten the front leg, take the right arm up and overhead, reversing your triangle. Standing into the big toe ball mound of that right foot. Let's activate this right thigh enough so you feel the kneecap lift a little bit higher up that leg. Big breath in, reaching long through the right side. Exhale, let's stand tall, hands come to the hips, turn all 10 toes to face the long side of the mat. Find a breath in here, get tall. Exhale, hinge at the hips, coming down into a wide-legged fold. Once those hands find the mat, allow the head to get a little bit heavier here. Let the weight come forward into the toes. Let's activate the fronts of the thighs here, staying really strong in the legs. Big breath in. Big breath out. Nice. One more inhale right here. As we exhale, let's walk the hands around to frame the right foot. Right toes lift up and turn to the front of the mat. Take a big step with the left up to the front and fold. Inhale to that long spine. Exhale, fold. Let's heel toe the feet out as wide as the mat. Angle the feet so the toes are out, heels are in. On your breath out, let those hips come down, coming into malasana. Nice. Keep the hands at heart center. Trying to focus on keeping the spine long, staying really wide and proud through those collarbones. If you want to take this deeper, we can do so on an exhale or two. One more breath in right here. Exhale, let's bring the hands down to the mat. Try to step or hop those feet back into a plank. Take it through your vinyasa. From downward dog, let's take a big breath in. Big breath out. One more inhale. Exhale. On this breath in, take that right leg high. Exhale, careful step up in between those hands. Nice. Left heel stays lifted. When you're ready, we'll rise for crescent lunge. Same idea as before, bending through that front knee. Working straight through the left, hips are square. One more big breath in, reach high. Exhale, left heel spins down, open it up for warrior two. Inhale. Exhale. Flip this right palm on the breath in. Let's reverse that warrior. Just taking one breath here, reaching long along our right side. Exhale, right forearm comes to the right thigh. Left bicep by the left ear for extended side angle. This time through, we've got some options. If you want to take a bind, half bind, full bind, maybe you work something to activate some strength in the core by hovering that forearm away from the thigh. Whatever that choice is. Wherever we're at, we're breathing here for 3, 2, and 1. Let's gently release whatever we're holding on to. We'll come into reverse triangle from here. Straighten that right leg. Right arm comes up and overhead. Stand into that big toe ball mound. If you want a little bit more here, the toes can hover away from the mat. If you want to test your balance a little bit, yes, you can lift that front foot. We're balancing on that right heel. Big breath in, reaching long along the right side. Exhale, bring that lifted foot down to the mat. Bend into this right knee, coming back into that warrior two. From here, let's take a half step in with our back foot. Bring the hands to the hips, square the hips with the front of the mat, coming up onto the left toes. All the weight comes into that front foot. Let your heart pull you forward over that front foot. Left leg hovers back behind us, coming into warrior three. Hands can stay on the hips. Maybe they find their way over heart center. Maybe you take them out towards the sides and you look like a little airplane. If you want to work the most here, you can take those arms up and overhead, reaching towards the front of your mat. Left foot's got to really activate here. Flex those toes back towards the face. Yes. Bend that right knee a little bit. Squeeze into the four corners of that planted foot for 3, 2. On the breath out, let's bend the left knee. Draw that knee up towards the chest, standing tall. Left knee is into our chest. Nice. Big breath in right here. Exhale, stack that left foot over top of the right leg. Sorry, that's confusing to say. Take those arms out wide towards the side. We're coming into eagle. We're just practicing, right? Yeah. Left arm's going to wrap up and under the right here, either finding a half bind, a little full bind with the palms together, sinking into that right knee. I feel like this is one where the mic might mess it up. Yes. Let your gaze settle on a point at the front of the room that's not moving. Take one more big breath in right here. As we exhale, stand tall, unpretzel those legs, plant both those feet, sweep the arms up and overhead, taking a big breath in, big stretch. Exhale, hands through heart center, hinge at the hips, fold all the way back down. From here, let's find a forward fold, wrapping the peace fingers around those big toes, starting with the knees bent a little bit here, weights forward into the toes. Yes. If you want to take this deeper on an exhale, we can start to maybe pull a little bit with our arms, letting our head feel heavy, trying to bring our heart closer to our thighs. Nice. Let's take one more big breath in right here. As we exhale, release whatever you're holding on to. Hands find their way alongside the feet. Inhale to that long spine, just one breath here. Exhale, fold, hands plant, walk, step, or hop the feet back. Take your flow. Nice. From downward dog, let's take a big breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, bring the gaze up in between your hands. Exhale, let's tiptoe the feet up all the way to the front of the mat. Once they're there, just bend the knees, let the hips come all the way down over the heels, roll on towards the spine. Yes, let's grab onto those knees a little bit, hug them in towards the chest. Maybe you rock a little side to side, massaging your spine down on the mat. Take one more big breath in right here. As you exhale, just let go of whatever you're holding on to. Let the legs splat out wide on the mat. Take the arms out wide, palms facing up. Let the head relax. Close the eyes. Open and close the jaw a couple times. Allow the tongue to drop away from the roof of the mouth. Setting up for shavasana here. Any sort of rhythm with your breath that you might have kept throughout practice, we can sort of just get rid of it. Let it come in its nice natural pace and rhythm. Let the mind wander away from the body, away from the mat a little bit. Relax.